Good morning, everyone. It's Sunday. We're going to try to get the motor out of this thing, get the engine bay prepped, go ahead and snatch the intercooler off of it, inner fenders. Probably going to pull front fenders off of it and the hood, and get a lot of prep work done on the engine bay. And I'm hoping within about 2 weeks we can go ahead and get it sprayed. I'm going to do it right here under this carport. I got enough lights in here now. I got the back covered up. I'll put a couple fans like that big one right there, facing the opposite way to pull all the stuff out. We'll put one up there in that triangle, and then if I end up tarping this off, we'll put some fans across the bottom and one up there as well. I'm just gonna get the engine bay done right now. I'm gonna go ahead and just go back to factory black that's on it, which should be, I think it's like Granada Black Pearl, I do believe. But we're gonna go ahead and start getting it stripped down and ready for paint. We're gonna get as soon as we get the motor out of it, we're gonna jack it up as high as I can get it on jack stands. We're gonna pull all the suspension off of it. So she's gonna be sitting right here for a while, guys. I'll pick back up on the next video, which should be in a couple minutes. I just got to get all my tools out here. Just kind of want to get everything started. But anyways, see how the day goes. Got me a nice cold Coca-Cola in the bottle. Can't go wrong with that. So anyways, catch you on the next one. Alright, so next we're going to pull the master cylinder off of it and get all the brake lines off of it. And we're going to try to do the Hone Performance kit on it real quick so we can get the brake booster delete set up, get the pedal drilled, and after we get the pedal drilled, we can put it back up there and mock up the lines from where the finishing lines kit's going to go through the firewall. I'm going to do a time lapse on this as well. I think it'll just be a little bit easier. I'll try to slow it down in my editing software to see if it'll maybe show right, but I don't think y'all want to see me remove brake lines for an hour and a half. So here we go. Alright guys, so did the time lapse on getting the proportionate valve off of it and the master cylinder off. It took quite a while, to be honest. It took 40 something minutes. It's only going to be like a 4-minute time lapse. I got to sped up pretty quick, I do believe. When I first got this car, I actually wrecked it on the interstate. And when I mean wrecked it, I didn't like total it. I got the fender a little bit right there, a little spot on the door, and it hit the mirror, and I had to put a new mirror glass in it. But what I was wanting to show you is it locked up the front right wheel, which is closest to the master cylinder, and it wouldn't unlock until after I was like completely off the brake, already slid off the side of the road, everything else. Which I know when you stab the brakes on a non-ABS car, it will lock up the front wheel and slide it. But when I took the proportionate valve off, somebody had used Teflon tape on the proportionate valve, and the line going to the front right wheel had Teflon all up inside of the brake line. I pulled out a little piece of it. I don't know if it's going to show on there. Also, the end of the fittings where they go in, 3 of them had Teflon in it, and the other ones, they weren't really cross-threaded. They just had a lot of corrosion in there, and I heat them up with a torch and break them loose with a set of vice grips, and then I was able to get them off. It's never fun changing a proportionate valve on a Honda. If I would have remembered I was going to be, taking it off, I would have sprayed some Cruel on there. It just works a lot better and probably would have came out a little easier, but didn't have it here. So we're going to get the front brake lines off that go through the inner fender wells, or through the fender wells over here. I'm going to just do that on a regular video like we're doing right now, so I'll have a little bit more content. And then after that, we're going to take the 10mm off under the steering column on the inside of the car. I'm going to try to keep the steering wheel perfectly straight, take that off. We're going to take the coilovers off and knuckles off and drop the subframe out. And then we can go ahead and pull off the fuel lines going back and the brake lines. All right, let's get back to it. On removing these, it should be fairly simple. All we have to do is that nut right there. Just gotta break it loose. So it's kind of hard to see up inside of there, but that's what we're doing. Oh, that came off easy. I did go ahead and spray these with some Double D40 a couple minutes ago, so I guess it worked. Those function forms right there, they're beat all to crap now, but they only have like 400, 500 miles on them, maybe 1,000. So I'm going to try to clean those up and reuse them until I can afford some whatever they are, Fortune Tune, Fortunatos, whatever they are, 500s. I don't know about y'all, but I absolutely hate getting brake fluid on my hands. This car doesn't have front camber kits either. I thought I had front camber kits on it. We'll get a set of those. Probably grab some PCIs for it. Maybe some PCI lowers. It's beautiful out today. Trying to get this engine bay done and paint it and put it back in extremely quick. So I would really love to drive this car this fall. Don't got enough strength in the old hands to break her loose. See if it's far enough out now. Man, that rascal's just in there, guys. gonna get some of that Rapti liner in the can and spray the inner fender wells before I put all the suspension back on it. Alright, so everything's broke loose now. Come back over here. Wow. Alright. So now we should be able to pull out this brake line right here. I would like for these to come out as nice as possible because somebody might need these. I'm not sure if the brake lines are different from a right-hand drive to a left-hand drive. Now what I'm going to do to make this engine bay look a little cleaner, I'm going to find some grommets that are this size that don't have the X in them so I can pop them in and cover the holes back up. And we should be able just to repeat the same process on this side, hopefully. Let me get this hybrid racing fuel rail or fuel pressure regulator out of the way. This line here. These clips are a pain in the butt. I'm just going to pull. They might come off, they might break. I don't really care. Wow. Alright, we got both of those lines out. The other two run all the way to the rear drums currently. We are putting rear disc on this thing. So same lines and everything. They just go to a hard hose in the back. Or a hard line in the back that goes over to the wheel cylinder. The other ones, go into a soft line that feeds your brakes for your brake calipers. I guess the next thing we're going to do is there's a lot left in this engine bay. We're going to get the probably go ahead and get the front suspension off of it. Go ahead and get the front suspension off of it real quick and get the subframe out of the way. We're going to go ahead and take that fuse box off, put it inside the car so it doesn't get wet or anything like that, and just basically start pulling all the brackets off. I guess I can pull this fuse box on camera real quick, and then after that I'll pull one of the side of the suspension off, and then I'll time lapse the rest of it. I do have the car jacked up extremely high, so it makes everything easier. I'm going to be keeping the fuse box in the factory location up here. And kind of did some packery back here when I first got the car. I'm not very proud of it, but it is what it is. I'll put some more kill mat over that, make it look a little better, and it'll be watertight. I do plan on keeping my battery up here in the front. I don't want to relocate it to the back or anything like that. The rest of the wiring, I haven't really decided on how I want to do it yet. Yeah, I want to comment what y'all think. So the headlight harness that runs down through here on each side, and then your main plugs that run all through here, all these harnesses here and this right here, should I just take and push it all back inside of the car and put a nice block off over here to cover up that hole, and then do the same over there and just leave the fuse box on that side sitting outside where its factory location was at, and then put my battery tray would be from here, it'll come out to right about here, cover that little area, and all that'll look, you know, factory-ish. I was thinking about even maybe buying a factory Honda battery, if it says the Honda in blue and white on it. I think it'd be pretty neat when you pop the hood and still have that. I would really like to get online and see if I could find the factory plastic cover that goes around the side of the battery, and then take and put some of my gold heat tape on it, because the turbo manifold will be sitting, or the back housing of the turbo will be sitting in that general area. So yeah, I think I might go ahead and push all the harness back through. You can see over there in that back corner where I cut the crap out of it. I was trying to get a harness to go through and all kind of stuff, and got frustrated. I shouldn't have, but yeah, that's how it is. Alright, so let's start getting one side of the suspension off. I'll do this side on camera real quick, and then I'll do the other side on the time lapse, or normal video I should say, not on camera. Everything over here pretty much is a 17 mil and a 14, 12, and a 10. So as long as you have a 12, a 17, a 14, and a 10, you're good. And I believe my back's right here. I got my 14, I got that. All right, everything should be out here to take it apart. The only thing we're missing is a hammer. I'm gonna grab it real quick. And I will be replacing the inner tire rods when the rack and pinion's out. If I have the time and the money, or the money I should say, I'll replace the outers as well, or buy the ones that I actually want for it. So I got new brake lines, and these are disconnected now. So we're gonna end up taking that clip off right here, and then this valve's already broke, so we're good on that. We'll just take that clip off. None of this is going back on anyhow. So what I used to do to get these clips off, I used to be able to put a 17 in there. That one's a little funky. Let's see if I can get the pliers in here. Little clip for the brake line. Kind of looks like the same one Honda used for the what's it called? Come on, guys, help me out. For the shift cable. So we got that one off. Next, I like to take the 17 off over here. It does have a Carter key in this one still. I think one side of the Carter key broke off up in there. I haven't really taken a lot of stuff off this car. When I first got it, I basically just swapped it over to a stick shift and then put the coilovers on it and my wheels. That's really about it. Now, I'm gonna get the tool that I normally use. Now listen very carefully to what I'm about to say. Please do not use needle nose pliers to remove Carter keys. It's a good way for them to sling back and poke you in the eye. I take a set of dikes and I stick them in right there, and I just kind of pull, and they come right off. I call them dikes. Some people call them side cutters. Some people call them snips, whatever you want to call them. Alright, now, big hammer, one hit, it's done. You can mess around with a pickle fork, ball joint splitter, all that good stuff, but you're wasting your time. I've been doing Hondas that way for 20 plus years, and it just makes it easy. Alright, because we're taking the brake line off with it, we don't have to worry about taking the 10s out right here, but there are 2 10 mils. So basically at this point, what I like to do, there's a 14 millimeter. It's the cross bolt that runs through your coilover or your strut. Take it right here. She pops out. And what that did, I don't know if you noticed, when I took that bolt out and lost it just then, it let this drop down and it puts pressure on this upper camber kit for upper control arm. Which way is it going, guys? There we go. Go ahead and grab your bottom fork, and it is on there. This is where it gets fun. Whew. Yeah, it's on there good, guys. Alright, so a couple ways you can do it. You can take and put an impact on it and hit it. I don't have an impact out here, 17 on it currently, so I'm just going to put my foot here, put my foot here. Nope, it's not coming loose. So let's do this. Might have lied, I might have a 17 out here. This car's been sitting for a few years now, so. Might just be getting old and weak, guys. Cross bolt for the bottom of your fork. Shake that fork down. she is. Now, I'm going to go ahead and pull the Carter key out of this lower down here. So can y'all see all that? Yeah, okay. Like I said, please don't use needle nose. The reason I say this for is my dad had a buddy named Mike. And he has one eye now. And that's because he used the pair of needle nose to pull on a brake spring or a Carter key or something. I forgot exactly what it was, and it come back and smacked him in the eye, put his eye out. Sometimes you got to get a couple good hits on these. Sometimes they come right off. I'm gonna see if I can get it to come loose first. Let's see. Come up here. Should be about 2 hits on this one. 3 hits. Now most of the time, because you hit that the way we did, you should be able to grab this. It should just come out just like that. And there's a bunch of different ways to do it. I mean, you don't have to do it my way. Just whatever way works best for you. This is the way that I've learned to do it over the years and have the best results. The outers or the inners are kind of wore out, as you can tell. Want to get all that fixed before we do an alignment. But okay, so we got that off. Let's come up to the top now. And we have coilover and our upper control arm. Upper control arm's always been a 17 mil for as long as I can remember, and looks like the coilover nuts might be a 17 mil as well now. Man, everything's just tight today. And I'm going to try to clean these up as best as possible. I know they're not the highest dollar coilover, but they were still $1,000. So I'm going to try to clean these up. Maybe get a wire wheel off in here before I put them back. And just clean them. Go ahead and break the bottoms loose, wipe them down, all that good stuff. One function for type 2. She is adjustable up top. There she goes. Alright, now same thing for your upper. Upper's a 17 mil. Make sure to keep up with the nuts. They're getting expensive and hard to buy now. There she goes off. And it's just a factory setup. I really want to get a set of PCIs for it. A little spider web up in yonder. Alright, she's out. Alrighty, take y'all off this pod. Alright guys, so everything's completely stripped out inside of there. I know it's probably hard for y'all to see because it's dark. I'm sorry. But that's where we're at. All that's off. We're gonna go over here to the other side now, and I'll put it on a time lapse. And we'll get this one knocked out real quick. Oh yeah, there's the motor. But anyways, I'm gonna throw y'all back on time lapse. Give me just a few seconds. Alright, so got both sides of the front suspension off. Left the lowers attached and the inners and outers and all that stuff on the rack. We're about to drop the subframe here in a second. So we'll have to go over there, grab a 10 out underneath the bottom of the steering column. Make sure the steering wheel's straight. We'll get it popped out and dropped down. And then I need to get online and probably hit up Home Development real quick and grab a set of the aluminum rack and pinion bushings. I think I have a set somewhere, I just can't find them. I'll go look here in a minute, but do that and maybe find some outer or some inners and some shock bellows so we can get the new ones back on, or inner tie rod bellows, my bad, and get those put back on, and maybe even grab a fresh hose for it going across, get all that cleaned up so when it goes back in it's really nice and pretty. I don't know if I'm gonna do it black, or I might even do it like a hammered color or even silver. Give it just a little bit something different in the engine bay, and go from there. But we'll run in the house. Wife's making lunch, I do believe. I'm gonna pull when I come back. We'll pull the subframe off of it, and like I said, we'll get that cleaned up. Then we'll go ahead and get get it dropped. We're not gonna clean it up today. Then we'll get the fuel lines off of it, the rest of the brake lines off. Go ahead and start getting the brake booster off of it, get this mount off over here, pretty much get the headlights out of it, and even the front fenders, I do believe. And then go from there. Try to have all this stripped today so I can start with some degreaser in here and some Scotch-Brite pads, hit the whole engine bay, get everything just knocked down, get it cleaned up, and start getting it ready for some primer. But alright guys, I'm gonna go grab some lunch, and I'll catch y'all here in a little bit. Alright, so we're about to drop the subframe out. I did a little bit of that YouTube magic, you know, and I went ahead and cleaned up my mess. Now we're going to pull the subframe out of it real quick. It's a combination of, I think, 19s and 17s down there on the bottom. So we'll get that pulled out. So we'll get that pulled out real quick. I'm trying to find the 19 that I just had in my hand. 17's on the impact already. And we're going to need the 19. I know I had the 19 out here because I took the wheels off. Probably put it up here when I was cleaning. I got our 19 extension, our impact, and a 17. We're gonna slide under here and drop this down, and pretty sure it's gonna fall on me. I might go ahead and put a board under it real quick with the jack. When I was a little bit younger, I would just put my knee under it. Slide it on out. See if I can put a floor jack under it and hold it up. I might do it. We got all of our subframe bolts out. We're going to start lowering it down. I want it to hang on this side a little bit for some reason. Well, there it goes. It was hung on the tin for the rack, or for the steering column. All right, now the subframe's out of it. It's right there. It is really dirty. Need to do a lot of cleanup on it. So I'm gonna just stash it over there to the side for now. And I made a big hole for the shifter cables. Probably didn't have to, but I like that it has a lot of room. I just got to put a nice little grommet over there or something to seal that up. I'm trying to think what else we need to do. I guess I need to go ahead and finish getting the lines off of it, get that brake booster off of it, slave cylinder off of it, this motor mount, and all the bracketry. All right, guys, I had y'all on the hyperlapse. It's like an hour and some odd minutes worth of work, and I think it's all in 5 minutes. So what happened was, I decided that I'm gonna go ahead and just run these out of the door right here, run them up, tuck them up really nice and high, come on down through there, just make it look pretty, make it look nice, make it look right. So I was like, all right, that's what I'm gonna do. Well, this car, the AC would work on it for a while, then it would stop, and just I had a bunch of problems out of it. So to gain access back there and to have a little bit more room, I went ahead and pulled all this out. I'm gonna try to find a new evaporator core and everything that I need to put that back together, making it brand new. I'm gonna clean it, put it back together, make sure it's just all 100% right. I'm gonna get one for maybe like a 94 model, 95 model, because the evaporator is what matches the lines. And I'm not sure if this car was an R12 car, an R134 car. I'm not sure. So I'm gonna go ahead and just get one for like a 94 model, 95 model, which would be an R134 car. Get that done. I'll put new foam and clean all this up. So let's get inside of here now. All of this is emptied out, and that gives me room to access all this wiring easy. I do not want to pull the dash on this car, and I am not going to pull the dash on this car. But many moons ago, I had a Rywire so-called plug-and-play harness in here, and it wasn't so much plug-and-play like they advertised. What I mean by that is I had to do a bunch of rigging to get the AC to work. And as you can tell right there, I cut that wire and it's just kind of funky now. And there should be another one I cut too. But anyways, it was for the compressor, to kick it on and off, to cycle it. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go to the junkyard. They have an EG out there. I think all these pins are the same regardless, but I'm gonna pull one of these really far back, open all this up, and I'm gonna cut one of the wires so it'll go all the way up here. And as you can see, I have 2 wires that are up here that were for that. So like I said, I'm gonna get that cut and figured out. I don't know where the other one's at, guys. There's 2 wires that I cut. Well, that pin is totally destroyed inside of there. And I mean, look at that connector. I totally destroyed that connector, and that I am not proud of that. And I destroyed the wire next to it as well. Or maybe somebody else did that. I don't remember doing that. And that one's okay. So what we'll do is, I'm gonna hit up the guy that's building my harness at Versatile Wiring, and I'm going to get a new connector because that one is just boogered. I'll get a new connector and de-pin all of these and repin them into a nice new connector because that's just fugly. And run the wires up that I cut, put those back properly so there's no cut up wiring harness. I mean, here's another piece of that cut wire. I mean, yeah, it's just not done right. And the crazy part about it is I don't remember cutting the harness this far up. I mean, it's cut way up here. I don't ever remember cutting that. But that might make sense why it never worked the way I thought it should have worked. But okay. Anyways. But it was just to gain access to this harness here so I could pull it back through. And then I'm going to go ahead and patch the firewall right there on the front side. Make that look nice. Seam seal it back up. Make it pretty. Run my one wire out, or my one set of wires out that I need for the fuse box. The rest of them are going to go out the passenger side fender. But alright, I'm going to throw y'all back on the hyperlapse and keep on working.
Alright guys, back out here in the, I guess you want to call it a garage or carport, whatever you want to call it. The camera died on me when I was getting the last little bit of it finished up. Should have a really awesome time-lapse video of me getting everything off of it. I didn't pull the heater core. I'm just going to take those off. I will end up grinding 90% of those studs off the firewall and cleaning all that up. I'm going to try to find a grommet for that hole down there. I'm going to patch that top corner up. And I need to get a battery tray. If any of y'all have an EG or a Del Sol battery tray and want to sell it or give it to me, whatever y'all want to do, just let me know. I'll buy it. I don't mind paying shipping, or if you're local, I'll meet up with you. There's one out at the junkyard. It just depends on how lazy I am, if I want to go grab it or not, to be honest with you. But I think it's going to turn out real nice, guys. Got to get in here with the Scotch-Brite pad and some degreaser, get it all cleaned up. It doesn't have a single fuel line or brake line on the whole car. Every bit of it's been deleted. I'm going to go with a Radium fuel system, -8 feed, -6 return, with PTFE line from front to rear, with a Radium hanger, 535 pump, and a Radium fuel filter down there in the back of the car. So it should turn out pretty nice, and it'll give it a nice clean look. Hopefully be able to clean the engine bay up a whole lot. Kind of inspired me. One of my old cars that I sold made it into showcase at Import Alliance, and I believe I can make this one even nicer. This will be the first one I'm painting, so I'm really excited about that. I have to pick up a bunch of little grommets. I like stuff being very, I guess not OEM, but OEM plus, maybe you want to call it. I'm not really sure, but I want to get the grommet for over here that blocks this off. And I'm probably going to come right here and drill a hole. And I need to find another one of those, by the way. Drill a hole here, run it up to my wiper assembly, so nothing will come out of the firewall on this side at all. It'll be completely empty, no wiring exposed. I'm gonna fix this. I don't even know what to call that. I'm gonna fix that. That was my doing, so I gotta fix it. And then it'll have just one set of wires coming out right here. That'll fuse box will sit here. That's where those wires will be, up underneath it. They actually go into the bottom of the fuse block. And then it'll have, of course, just my tuck, not my tuck, godly if I can speak. Yeah, my tuck AC lines will run from here over here. And then battery tray will sit here. I'm going to try to either get a really nice factory, like OEM Honda battery that says Honda on it to go off in there to keep it like period correct and nice, or maybe it's like an Optima 6-pack. Not really sure yet. But that's where I got. The car's going to stay AC, all that good stuff. If I have the money, eventually I might throw a electric power steering unit on it, but I don't really have a problem turning it, so it's not going to be that big of a deal. I ran manual Hondas my whole life. Never had one that had power steering, so. Except for this one, it came with power steering factory with a little single cam. It was decent. But anyways, guys, I got a big video I'm going to drop here later tonight if I can get everything done. Got to go in the house, take a shower, nasty as can be. But, I got to get a picture of the paint coat off this one tonight so I can look up paint tomorrow. Get some primer, some sealer, and some clear. And we're going to try to do this engine bay justice the way I should have done it to begin with. But I just kind of needed to get the mounts in it and was just rushing at the time. Now I'm not really in a rush, but I have to get it done within the next couple weeks because I want to get the engine and everything in it so I can start driving it. It's killing me. But there she is, guys. I appreciate y'all watching, liking, subscribing. I think we're at like 337 subscribers. I really want to get that 500 mark because if I don't get it in the next few months, I think it starts over if you don't get to that next little step. But anyways, guys, thank y'all for watching, liking, subscribing. We'll catch you on the next one.